All right, what about now? Do you guys have any audio now? All right, can you guys hear me? Check, 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 check. All right, cool. Good deal. And you see me. All right, cool. All right, well, welcome to the second live stream ever. So we'll see how this one goes. So I did a poll and asked you guys what you wanted to see or what you wanted to talk about. And most everybody said that they wanted to see the process or how I create overlays. So that's what we're going to talk about for a little bit today. And if you have any questions, just, oh wait, Jim, I need to make you, hold on, make you moderator. Oh wait, you already are. Maybe, okay, I guess that's stuck from last time. All right, very cool. All right, so we're going to talk about how I create overlays, and I will be honest with you, it's not very glamorous. It's just kind of, I make this up as I go. So, and a lot of it, I'm not be able to going to go over everything that I do, just because there's a lot of different processes I go through. But when I very first started, I'm going to kind of talk about that. I would go on eBay and buy a bunch of different rolls of film, like old rolls of film. So, for example, I have, and I don't know how well you guys can see this. This is a Hopalong Cassidy old film. So you've got actually that one doesn't have the film on it. Where's it at? I must have taken it out of there. Here we go. So this is some old 8 millimeter film, yeah. And again, I don't know how well you can see this, but it's just some really, really old film. So I've got that Hopalong Cassidy. I've got some Mickey Mouse safety film. Again, it's just old stuff. You can find some pretty cool film on eBay. I've got some more Mickey Mouse cine art films. Some more Mickey Mouse. I probably got this all in a bundle. Oh, why don't you make a border or something around your webcam video? That would be a good idea if I knew how to do that. So I'm still pretty new to OBS, so forgive me. But I probably could do that somehow. Maybe for next time. I'll figure that out. And then also I've got some 35 millimeter film. And all of these, whenever I'm looking for it on eBay, I look for film that has a lot of imperfections. This 35 millimeter is not going to have a lot of imperfection, but it does have a lot of neat, like film leader stuff at the beginning. So I will scan that and use that for different stuff. So that's kind of the basis whenever I make an overlay. And I had one person ask me what kind of scanner I use to scan the film. And I think he was kind of surprised when I told him I didn't have a scanner at all. But what I do instead, there's these little attachments that you can clip onto your phone. And so that's what I do. I just clip that on, and it allows you to get like a really close macro shot on the film. And actually, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. I should have had this pulled up already. I have a video on my channel of how to make, or how I make these, and I show some of the behind the scenes stuff here too. So there's me buying the film. So then what I do, I get this little light set up, and I put the film on there, just to give it a good exposure and everything. And so then I use my phone with that attachment, that macro lens attachment, to get some shots of the film. So that's what I'm doing here. So this is some of that Mickey Mouse film that I'm taking pictures of. I think this one right here. But see, it's got a lot of like imperfections. Like, I mean, this is old brittle film, so it's kind of falling apart and everything. But again, The older, the more imperfections it has, the better. So anyway, whenever I scan those, I just bring them into Photoshop and kind of clean it up a little bit. But yeah, after I bring them to Photoshop, and I'm going to try to show, I was going to use one of these as the base to kind of start with. I'll bring in a lot of what I do in After Effects. So this, let me get to, after I scan that, what I'll do is I'll take my old camera, which I have here, and this is one of the old cameras. Like, it still has a mirror on it. You know, there's a lot of mirrorless cameras now. Those are the newer ones. But I like the one with a mirror because the mirror can get a lot of dust and everything on there. And I feel like whenever it's got dust on the mirror, it gives it more character whenever I create the light leak part. And so this video here is showing whenever I do the actual light leaks. And then so I just take a flashlight, or like the flashlight from the camera, and just shine it into the camera with no lens on there. And so that gives you some cool like overlays right here. And so that's what I did right here on this. So this was just me shining the light into the camera. I put it on a really slow shutter speed, so that way you get kind of the long streaks of light and everything. So that's all this is right here. It's just me with a flashlight and the camera, just moving it around and getting some different designs and everything. So I will do that. And then I use a lot of blending modes as well. And basically that's just, you know, changing the I don't even know how you would explain it, but so right here is one video, and let me change this back to normal. I'll put another video on top, which that one's black right there. But so like here's one video, and there's the other video underneath. So when you change the blending mode to screen, that'll get rid of all the black. And so basically you've got the two video layers on top of each other, and you can see through them. So that gives you a neat effect, a different effect too. So I'll just play around with that. And then once that's done, I'll bring it in and add an adjustment layer and change the colors and rotate it and change the direction of everything. And then you kind of get something like this. Oh, I need to bring up my chat here. Oh yeah, you thought it was made in After Effects. No, it's not all. Now some overlays I do make completely in After Effects, but honestly I like bringing in elements and manipulating them in After Effects because I feel like it has a more authentic feel to it. Hey, Poco Loco's back. Good to see you, man. But yeah, so I like to bring everything in After Effects and then edit it there. So that's just kind of the base where I start. So then what we can do, some of those things, those elements that we've scanned from the old film, for example, a lot of people have really been liking the hole punch overlays. Sometimes they're called a cigarette burn. And those, let me pull those up here. Which one was it? Let me look at my notes. So these are all the different overlays I've created over the years. I just keep them nice and tidy. So this was 91. So what I did here, again, I took some old film, just got a hole punch and punched some holes in it. And that's what this is. And so I will use this a lot in different overlays. You'll see this used quite a bit. But this hole punch was just literally me with a hole punch, punching it in some old film. And this is how it turned out right there. That's after I cleaned it up in After Effects. I guess this is what you want to see here. This is the actual scan from the film when I punched a hole in it. So it's got, you know, the imperfections around the edges and everything, which I think that looks cool. So these were the scans. Then I bring it into Photoshop here. And then once I have it cleaned up in Photoshop, then I bring it into After Effects. And again, I just manipulate it in After Effects, and like this one, I put an expression on there just so it moves around a little bit and rotates, and whoops, didn't mean to. So yeah, so you get just this hole that's going crazy, you know. So then I will export that, and then I will bring it into whatever overlay I'm working on. So let's go back to where we were, which was 159, I believe. Never Ending Dreams. You like the doodles. Okay. Like the hand-drawn, like marks. Is that what you're talking about? Because I made a few of those a while back. And I need to show you the one I'm working on that's going to be released hopefully this Wednesday. It's going to be a little bit different too. So remind me to show you that one. All right, so we're back to our base here. This is with the light leaks. So what I'll do now is I will bring in that one we were working on. And again, we're just going to use blending modes because that's how I tend to make a lot of them. So this one, to get rid of the white, you would just change the blending mode to darken, so it gets rid of all the white. And then you're just left with the hole punch. So now you've got the hole punch over your base, and it's kind of given a cool effect like that. And so honestly, if I were making a brand new overlay, I would probably be pretty happy with this right here, just because it would be something different. One I like more is the 8mm you made. So you'll have to be a little bit more specific. I've made quite a few 8mm overlays in the past. And it was one of those things, like towards the beginning, I felt like all of them were starting to kind of run together and look the same. So I tried going a different direction, and then now I feel like the ones I'm making now are kind of starting to look all the same. So I need to go in another direction as well. All right, so there's that. So then what do I do? Once I'm happy with that, and, you know, sometimes I'll go in and find, I've got some up here that, where are we at? Oh, elements. So I have this stuff that I've created in the past, and these are just, I kind of save these just for elements that I could use. So I could bring that in as well, and then put it on top, and then we could change the blending mode to screen, and then you'd get kind of something like that. So you've got the aspect, the type of with the circles, as well as you've got the film punch hole in the background as well. So kind of cool. But yeah, so anyway, once I'm happy with that, I would export that, be done there, and then I would open up Premiere. And this is a project that I've had that I did a few months ago. But basically, I'd bring it in and segment it. I'm going to take these headphones off because it's kind of echoey and it's messing me up. So I'd bring it in and I'd kind of segment it out, just because I know a few people had commented that they like a break between each overlay instead of just one long overlay. So I kind of break them up a little bit. So here's one that I was working on. It's similar to the last one there. Media pending. My computer's going slow here. But yeah, I'll segment them out, and then once I've got them kind of separated, then I start working on the sound effects down here. And the sound effects, a lot of times I will just use my Zoom recorder, and I will just go into my closet and just, because the closet, you know, with all the clothes and everything, it kind of dampens any echo. So that's where I record a lot of the sound effects. But I'll use a lot of different things to create the effects. And if I can't find if I can't recreate exactly what I'm thinking it should sound like, then I'll go on a website, freesound.org, and try to find some sound elements there and just kind of combine them all together. Let's see. Neverending Dreams. I love matte boxes. Any purple overlays? You know, I think I made a purple one, a purplish one, not too long ago. Let me see if I can find it. I have noticed that the more colorful the overlays, the more popular they are, so I try to go... Oh, this was the purple one I was thinking of. Let me know if you like this one. Yeah, it's purple, right? I think this one I made around Halloween time. I was getting the purple and orange Halloween vibes. So yeah, so there's that one there, if that's what you're going for. It's stunning. Thank you, Gemma. Let me scroll up through here. All right, so yeah, so the sound effects, that's one thing I struggled with at the beginning of whenever I started making or adding sound effects, just because that was something I was not good with. But with like anything, you just practice and you get better at it. And it slowly became, every once in a while I would include sound effects. But then started noticing whenever I uploaded and they didn't have sound effects, then people, they wouldn't get upset about it, but I would get a lot of comments asking, where's the sound effects, or you forgot to include sound effects. So then I decided that every upload I was going to make sure it had sound effects on there. So yeah, the sound effects part takes me quite a bit longer to do than the actual overlay part. But again, I feel like I'm still getting good with that. But yeah, I mean, that's really it. Once I've got the sound effects on there, and in my mind, I feel like they match up. I have uploaded some, and I've had people say that the sound effects doesn't really go with the overlay at all, and that was probably because I was just rushing through it and trying to meet the deadline before I missed that upload. Not sure why it's saying media pending on all of these. That's weird. But anyway, so that in a nutshell is how I make overlays. Like I said, there's a lot of different techniques that I use, but that's kind of the base one of how I got started and everything. But since I have been doing it for so long, for so many years, I have so many different, elements that I can pull from. And so I rarely go back to, getting film and scanning it again, just because I've already done that so much. I have so many different film scans from the past that I can just reuse. So that's typically what I do now. I'm not constantly going on eBay and finding new film to buy every single week or anything like that. And the same with the light leaks too. Every once in a while I'll get the camera out with a flashlight and try to do something new again. But again, there's so many times I've done that in the past, and there's so much that I've never used from when I did it in the past. I'll go back and look and try to reuse it. Make subsequence. It may work to play video in Premiere. Let's try that. I'm thinking. Also, let me close After Effects. Are you talking about nesting in Premiere? So if we nest these, does it play? Hey, look at you. Thank you for that tip. Yeah, that worked perfect. Cool. So there's the overlay with the sound effects. In this one, I like these colors. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but I think these kind of give like a retro vintage colors. So I'm a big fan of these colors, and that's why you'll see a lot of my stuff that kind of has that same color scheme. But All right. So anyway, I told you guys I would kind of give you a little sneak peek of what I'm working on for Wednesday. And this is something I've always had it in my mind that I wanted to make one like this, but I just kind of thought about how to do it. So this one, so what I did, I got a piece of paper and just started tearing a hole in it. And so you start off, small tear, gets a little bit bigger, 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 bigger. And so in all of these, I took a picture with, on my phone, and then brought them in and brought them into Photoshop and everything. So the idea was it was going to be an animated, paper rip. Because I've made paper tears in the past, a little bit different than this one, but paper tears and people have really enjoyed that. So I'm hoping that this one will go over well. But I haven't done a whole lot with it yet, but this is what I've got so far. And then ideally it's going to come full screen. So then your black will be the transition. But it's been fun because this one's been a little bit different than how I've made the other ones, as far as like physically tearing real paper and like taking pictures of it and bringing it in and changing it and everything. So I think that'll be a fun one once it's finished. So another paper tear to add to your collection. Yes. I hope you like it. Anyway, so that's all I've got. What do you guys, do you have any questions? Did I miss anything that you really wish I was going to answer, like how I make them? Gemma says, love it. I'm pretty sure, Gemma, you would love anything I made. Gemma's very encouraging. And it's a big help for sure. Will you ever do film scratches? Yeah, I can. So the film scratches, usually I would make those just in After Effects because, that's not really something I know how to scan, even though there are plenty of scratches on this film. But the few times that I have made some film scratches, I'll do it in After Effects. So I guess they're not like authentic film scratches, but they do work. All right, Abraham from Spain. Cool. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining in. How do you add numbers or text? All right, well, there's several different ways that I would do it. For example, like if you're, so let's say you're wanting to use one of my overlays. What I would do is I would change, okay, well, hold on. Let me just start over here. So let's say you downloaded one of mine. I'm going to close this out. All right. So you got, here, we'll just use my last one. All right. So this is my latest upload, and it's still, you can download it for free on my website. So you would take this, put it on your timeline. And if this is not what you're talking about, then let me know and I'll shut up and try to explain it a different way. So if I wanted to add text, let's go here. We'll just say, we'll put your name on here. And on the overlays, the brightest part is usually always where you want to transition things. So like right here is pretty bright. So I would put this, change the blending mode of the overlay to screen. And then, so once it got to a bright section, that's where I would bring it in. So you're playing it and boing, there comes your name. Also what I do with names sometimes is I add just a little bit of a transition to it, like a position. So I'll put the position there, keyframe it down just a little bit, and then ease that in and make it ramp up just a little bit so it looks a little bit nicer. Something just kind of like that. And then what a lot of people don't realize they can do with these overlays is you can kind of stack them on top of each other if you want to. So let's say you want this section too. You can bring that on top, change the blending mode of this one to overlay as well, or to screen, I'm sorry. And you know, I think, let me see something. Nope, never mind. I thought I was working in a HD sequence. So yeah, so you can stack the overlay on top of each other just to get even a little bit different effects. I don't know. I mean, that's how I would do text, but typically I use the overlays for video stuff, like if I have a video element in there. Like this girl's running through a field. Scale her a little bit. So if she's running, then you use the transition to, you know, either go to a different shot or, like in this one, just close up of her. I don't know. Is that what you're talking about? How to add text? That's how I would do it, I think. Cool. Anything else? What else you guys got? Nice job. Thank you. I appreciate that. So where's everybody from? I know we said Abraham was from Spain. Neverending Dreams, you had mentioned earlier you like the matte boxes. I don't know if you have noticed the matte boxes that I've made in the past, but I have a few on there. On my website too, I think I've got it right there on the front page. Yeah, there's some matte boxes right here. If you think those would work for you. Do you plan to create more variations of matte boxes in the future? Yeah, I can. I need to come up with a different style, a different look for them, just so they don't all look the same. From Pakistan, very cool. Do you think you maybe also include 1080p version of the overlays? 4K is sometimes too powerful for my device. Yeah, I've thought about that, but it's one of those things like 4K, you can scale down to 1080, but obviously you don't want to scale 1080 up to 4K just because you would lose the quality. So I just assumed, 4K, at least people could scale it down. Because, yeah, I mean, I could make a 1080p version of everything, but that would just be a lot of extra work on my end, which is fine. But, yeah, I would just scale down the 4K video. Hey, I'm just happy we don't have spammers this time. The last live stream I had, there was people kept spamming the chat room. But I did change the setting thanks to Poco Loco to change it to you couldn't make a comment unless you've been subscribed for longer than 5 minutes or something like that. So Hello, you're a great artist. Love your work. Keep going. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, it's one of those things. I started doing this. I haven't missed an upload. I've uploaded every single Wednesday for the past 3 years, and I'm not getting tired of it yet. So it's one of those things. I'm glad that I'm not getting burned out making them. So I do really enjoy it. You're doing amazing work for the community. Thank you, Gemma. Appreciate that. But yeah, it's getting close though. We're at 79,000, a little over 79,000. So I'm wanting to, once we hit 100,000 subscribers, do something fun. I don't know. Something was supposed to come in the mail. It's still supposed to come in the mail today, but the mail hasn't been delivered yet. I was hoping to get to show you guys on the live stream, but just have to wait until next time, I guess. You both create assets and are an asset. Thank you. But well, cool, guys. I mean, hey, it's a short live stream, but I think I covered everything I was wanting to. And again, if you guys have any questions or anything, I love getting emails and chats from people. So just send me an email. Just send me a message on Instagram, or just leave me a comment here on YouTube. Do you have an editing toolkit which includes everything like overlays, text transitions, social media kit? Okay, the social media kit, that's a good point, because I had thought about once doing something like that, like making social media versions and a social media kit like you're talking about. And that's one of the things I've got in my notes to do eventually. I just haven't done it yet. But with the other things like overlays, transitions, stuff like that, I do have this mega pack. And this, now I will say this doesn't include any sound effects, because this is whenever I put this pack together like 2 years ago. But this has so many different variations of overlays in it. Like you get a little bit of everything. So as far as that goes, like you're talking about, I mean, I think this would be a good one to get. Just because, like I said, it's over 200 different overlays, and they're all different. Nothing really looks the same. Like you've got sprocket holes, you've got Super 8 transitions, you got 16 millimeter film leader stuff. It would be a good one to get. I think that would give you everything that you were looking for, except for the social media kit. I'll have to work on that. Have you listened to Stop? I have not listened to Taylor Swift's new album yet. I don't know if I'm going to. But we'll see. I'll let you know. This is basically just overlays. Yeah, the Mega Pack, it is just overlays in there. There's no like text elements or anything like that. Jimmy has the Mega Pack. Very cool. Do you edit videos for VCT? I'm not sure what that is. I've seen some similar film burns on their player documentaries and stuff. I find it so cool how film burns can be so diverse and used for esports as well. What is VCT? I'm not familiar with that. But yeah, so my stuff has been used like in some documentaries. Netflix has reached out before and asked if they could use my stuff, and I had to sign some paperwork, and some of these documentaries, you can go on Netflix and you can see my name in the credits. So that's super cool. I was very excited about that. Sony uses a lot of my stuff. Well, I think I have on my website, Netflix, Sony, ESPN, TBS, a lot of them use my overlays. Silver Dollar City, that's a local amusement park. They use a lot of them and everything, so it's very cool. I'm talking about a similar one like Premiere Gal has. I have never heard of Premiere Gal. I'll have to check her out. Premiere Gal. Yeah, I'll check her out and See what she's got going on. I wonder, does she have like plugins for After Effects and Premiere? Because if she does, that's one thing that I never really wanted to get into was actual plugins, because I feel like there can be so many problems and with different versions of software, and I don't know. That was a headache I didn't really want to deal with. Okay, VCT. It's a esports channel for Valorant. Okay, very cool. I'll have to check that out. Premiere Gal, just check her editing toolkit. Okay, I'll check that out and see what she does and what kind of stuff she has. I like seeing what other creators have, what they offer too, because not that you ever want to steal their work, but it does give you ideas on some new stuff to make sometimes. Some of their film burns look awfully close to you. Yeah, I'll look at theirs. Not to, say that I'm the best, but it wouldn't surprise me if they were using my overlays, just because I see them being used in so many places, like all over the place. So it would be cool if my overlays were the ones that they were using, but I will definitely check that out and see. She provides it with Atom X extension. See, this is getting into territory I have no idea. Atom X extension. I'll look into that. I'm looking to purchase an editing toolkit, but hers is just very expensive. Gotcha. One of those things, if creating an extension is a simple process, I'm fine looking into that, I guess, but I don't know. It just seemed like it would be a lot of issues, a lot of problems dealing with, it not working with certain versions of Premiere or whatever. I just knew the overlays, like if it's a video file like I create, that works pretty much with it should work with any editor. So, it reduces the problems that people have with it. Definitely recommend the Mega Pack, yes. Thank you for the promotion. So I will tell you a secret here. One of these I have, if you go on there, and I don't remember which one it is, I need to figure it out. If you go on here, like you're going to add it, it'll offer you the Mega Pack for like half off. I really shouldn't tell you that. Let me see which one it is. Let's see. Nope. Wasn't that one. Nope, wasn't that one. Yeah, well, just click around on my website. Eventually you'll get to a point and it'll offer you something for half off. Because I do have a lot of upsales on other things. If you buy this, you can get this for cheaper. Anyway. Yeah, check out what I have. And also, just so you guys know, I don't have everything on my website, just because, like I said, I've been making a brand new overlay every week for the past over 3 years now. And so that would clutter up my website so much. But if you just go to my YouTube channel and go through all the videos I have, like that's literally every overlay that I've ever created on my YouTube page. And always in the description of the videos, I include like a direct download link to it. So just go to the description in the video and click on the link, and that'll take you straight to where you can get it from my website. Yeah, so Gemma, I mentioned this in the last live stream. She has her own YouTube channel, and she does use my overlays quite a bit, and her stuff looks Not because of my overlays, but her editing looks amazing. So you guys need to check out her YouTube channel. It's Gemma Karma on YouTube, and she's got some cool stuff on there. Premiere Gal's toolkit is basically just for Premiere Pro and After Effects, yeah. And yeah, that is another thing too. Like, you know, if you make a toolkit or plugins or whatever, you basically limit yourself to this type of editing software, which I know a lot of people, they use, like Gemma, she uses Vegas. A lot of people use Resolve, you know, some people still use Final Cut. No, I dare say it's not solely because of my overlays. You're a great editor. Just came across my channel a few days ago. Great. Well, I'm glad you came across it. So YouTube has recently really been, I feel like really been getting my channel out in front of new people. I was averaging about 5 to 1,000 new subscribers every week. But then the beginning part of this week, I started getting like over 800 subscribers every single day. So YouTube, something switched and YouTube started pushing my channel a lot more. So yeah, I'm glad you came across the channel. Glad you're subscribed. That's exciting. But yeah, so you were talking about the toolkit. So what exactly, I guess, is in that toolkit? Like what do you get in that besides just overlays? Okay, you're a content creator too. Awesome. You saw other people using cool overlays. Well, cool. Well, hey, I'm not saying I'm the only guy that creates overlays, but I'm glad you found my channel. So I've got some good stuff on there. Also, if anybody's a subscriber on Motion Array, I have my overlays uploaded there as well. I'm curious now, what kind of content do you make? Yeah, Jim is right. If you do end up using any of the overlays, let me know, or tag me in the description or something, just so I can see it. And I like seeing other people's work. I like seeing how they use the overlays and everything. Cool. Cool. All right, well, y'all, it's been almost an hour, so I think I'm going to cut it off unless anybody else has any last-minute questions. I think I've covered everything that I was wanting to. Football editor. Cool. I've noticed a lot of my overlays are used in like sports videos, and that's very cool. All right, y'all. Well, cool. Well, it's been fun. Hope you guys learned something, and make sure you tell all your friends about the channels, because we want to get to 100,000 subscribers. I'm so excited. And like I said, once we reach that, I plan on doing some cool stuff. So make sure you watch out for that. Yep. It's coming up quick. According to Social Blade, I don't know if you guys use that or go to that, but they are predicting that I should reach that in August or September. So just a few more months. So, all right, cool. Well, hey, I'm going to end it. Y'all have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you in the chat or in the comments section. And I'm sure we'll do another live stream again at some point. So, all right, we'll see you guys.